Looking for a smarter choice for dental implants? Meet the Contact Dental Implant System from Biotech Dental, trusted by clinicians across Europe and now available in the US. With a single prosthetic connection, streamlined surgical kits, and seamless digital workflows, Contact makes every step easier. It's clinically proven, intuitively designed, and surprisingly affordable. See for yourself why more dentists are switching to Biotech Dental's Contact System. Visit biotechdental.com today to learn more. That's biotechdental.com.
Hello and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Friday, 26 September. I'm your host Daniel, and today we're going to talk about Department of War Chief Hegseth has summoned generals to a rare meeting. Trump has signed the executive order to facilitate TikTok's sale. And Trump has urged Turkey's Erdogan to stop buying Russian oil. So firstly, the US Department of Defense, also known as the Department of War, on Thursday called on its senior military officers from all over the world to fly home for a meeting in the city of Quantico, Virginia. That will take place next week. It was not immediately clear why Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth called the rare gathering with such urgency, causing speculation and some criticism about the move. Why was it such a big deal? Remember, I'm the president of peace, US President Donald Trump told media in the Oval Office. So Trump wasn't even happy. That's quite interesting. There are some 800 generals and admirals from all ranks of the US military and command of military personnel stationed across the world. They'll be scrambling to change their plans and see if they can attend, one official told Reuters, speaking anonymously. So what? This seems pretty unprecedented. I don't really know why, but he clearly wants to say something he thinks is pretty important. That could be, providing information of any upcoming, foreign military plans that they might know about. It might be a disciplinary thing, trying to, restructure the military. It might be about how they're reducing the amount of generals. It could be anything, really. It just seems pretty wild to get them all to come back into one place. Really, really strange. So yeah, definitely going to keep an eye on what this is all about, and hopefully they provide a public statement as to why they're doing this when it happens. And next, US President Donald Trump on Thursday signed an executive order declaring their plans to sell TikTok's US operation to meet legal requirements. The proposed deal allows TikTok to continue operating in the US, and according to Vice President J.D. Vance, is valued at $14 billion. The company would be valued around $14 billion, and the most important thing is that it does protect Americans' data security, Vance said in a statement on X. It ensures that TikTok is still accessible, and on this question, the question of the algorithm, what this deal ensures is that American investors will actually control the algorithm, Vance said. So what? Okay, I think that's pretty decent. Controlling the algorithm is a key security concern, as well as controlling the data. So yeah, it seems like a pretty good deal. Interesting that ByteDance actually came around to doing it. So they clearly saw the value in keeping TikTok alive in the US. I mean, their backers, the Chinese government, likely saw the value in keeping it alive. So yeah, interesting. What this means for TikTok and the rest of the world, or yet to be determined, as ByteDance still controls it in Europe, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and basically everywhere else. So, still massive security concerns for the rest of us, but the Americans have sorted it out for themselves. Yeah, still, I don't know. I still don't trust the app. I still don't trust what's going on there. It seems like a pretty good information weapon that's worked extremely effectively around the globe to, sway elections. So that's that. And yeah. And lastly, US President Donald Trump has called on his Turkish counterpart, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, to stop buying Russian oil. Trump has been trying to pressure countries like India and China, as well as European states such as Hungary and Slovakia, to stop trading energy with Russia in a bid to force Moscow to agree to a ceasefire through what is known as secondary sanctions. In a meeting in the Oval Office in the White House on Thursday, Trump praised Erdogan as a very tough man who was very respected by both Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Vladimir Putin. I'd like him to stop buying Russian oil while Russia continues to rampage against Ukraine, Trump said while sitting next to Erdogan. Erdogan was making his first visit to the White House in 6 years as ties between Ankara and NATO countries have been strained over Turkey's refusal to join Western sanctions against Russia. So what? I don't know if you saw the video I shared of Trump in this meeting where he basically called out Erdogan for rigging elections to his face. What, fucking wild. The man is a stand-up comic at this point. But to focus on this part of the meeting, I think this is a great move. As we've talked about many, many times, this is a pretty key aspect to the Russian military machine. Being able to sell oil for a good price gives them the money to keep this war going. And if there's no buyers, the war machine just grinds to a halt. While it's unlikely that Turkey will stop buying Russian oil unless it's clear everybody else is stopping and that there's going to be some pretty severe consequences if they don't, it's good to see Trump basically calling him out to his face. It puts the pressure on him, but I think Erdogan will wait and see if Trump is actually going to do anything rather than just talk about it, because there seems to be a common pattern here of Trump just saying stuff. But anyway, that's been your Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you again on Monday. See you.